Everyone thinks getting called up to the big leagues is the dream, but most players have no idea what actually goes on behind the scenes. The money? Not exactly what you think. The locker room is freaking sick, but it's a shark tank. The travel? Beautiful, first class, but pure chaos. Today I'm walking you through the real life of a September call up and what I learned that every player chasing this dream needs to hear. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Ian Miller. I was a 9-hole hitter from Little League to the big leagues. I got cut from multiple teams. I was a college walk-on. I was just like you. And the 9-hole is where the next generation of underdog champions are built. I appreciate you being here. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I want to preface everything and lead off this episode by saying Major League Baseball is freaking sick. Of course, it's a total dream, but we get a lot of misconceptions about it, and we are told a lot of different stories about it from a lot of people that didn't necessarily experience it the way that average baseball players or 9-hole grinders get to experience it. A lot of times we see the experiences of Shohei Ohtani, Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, the dudes who are 1-1 guys, top prospects, right? All Americans, I get it. My experience was insanely different. If you are an underdog baseball player, maybe your major league call-up is going to be a lot like mine. Appreciate you guys being here. It's a dream. However, I want to let you guys know I was traded over to the Minnesota Twins. I didn't necessarily come up with them. So when I got traded over to them and I spent a month with their AAA system, I got called up by a manager I only spent 30 days with, man. We talk about getting called up to the big leagues in this huge, glamorous red carpet reveal, all this stuff, man. My experience was completely transactional. I found out right around this time that Major League Baseball and this baseball industry, bro, it is a freaking business. I found that out quick, and it all happened right around the time that I got called up, okay? So let's talk about it, man. You get the call, and what are you supposed to experience, right? You're supposed to get a hot flash. You're supposed to pass out. You're supposed to get this realization that everything's happening all at once, right? You get the emotions. You get to call your family and all that good stuff. And yeah, dude, that was there. But as soon as you get that call, like soon as the manager calls you into the office and says, dude, you're going up, it is a freaking scramble. Okay. For me, I had gotten traded over. I was not with my family. My wife was across the country back in Seattle. So I'm here about to get called up to Minnesota. Dude, no one's here. My family's on the East Coast. My wife's over there on the West Coast. We're scrambling. Okay, you get the call, and for me, like I said, it's completely transactional. Hey, you haven't been called up before, right? Sick. Good luck. Smell ya. Don't mess up. Okay, that's exactly what it was. I needed to hurry up and wait, so I got called up on like August 31st. I was supposed to meet the team on the 1st, but we didn't get in till like later on the 1st, and then the 2nd is kind of when like my first real day was. I had no idea what was going on. They had told me that I was getting called up, and I had to hurry up and wait. And that's kind of when like not panic ensued, but that's where like everything started moving. It starts hitting you. You're like, oh crap, dude, I am uprooting my life and my family, and everything needs to come together in order for me to get to the big leagues and in order for me to perform. It's crazy. You get the call, you end up getting to the hotel, and it's like, whoa, you're blown away. In order for a Major League Baseball hotel to be considered Major League quality, it has to pass the sniff test a little bit. It has to be a certain amount of stars. It has to, offer a certain amount of amenities, car service all the time. It's got to be able to cater to the individual needs, have waiters and stuff and staff on service in order to help these guys out. It also has to have room service 24 hours a day. And I'm talking like legit room service. I'm not talking like, potato chips and freaking egg omelets and stuff, dude. I'm talking like, steaks, and I'm talking like wraps, and I'm talking like top tier stuff. These guys need it at the drop of a hat. It needs to be available. My experience, I got there and I was blown away. You are in these top tier areas, and there's shops, and there are steakhouses all around you, dude. You're not staying in some rinky dink areas, man. You're staying in top tier places, in top tier amenities, dude. You have your own room. You do not have a roommate anymore. That is a huge difference from minor league to the big leagues, man. In the minor leagues, they need to save money. They're going to put you two to a room. It doesn't necessarily suck, Hopefully you get to match up with somebody who you like. That makes the whole experience great. You get to the big leagues, dude, you get your own 5-star room, okay? It's got a couch, it's got a hangout area, it's got a separate area that's different from the area that you sleep in. It's got a sick king size bed. It's got everything that you want, okay? It is amazing when you get there. However, everything is also more expensive, okay? You have all this travel chaos going on, and you're paying for your own food, okay? You're paying for your own travel on the side. If it's not team-oriented travel, if you're going shopping or you're bringing your family in, you're paying for that. You make a lot of money, but you also spend a lot of money, okay? If you want your family to come in, my mom, my wife got to see my major league debut in Fenway Park. Mwah, was sick. You got to pay for that, dude. The Minnesota Twins or the Chicago Cubs or the Seattle Mariners, they don't pay for that, dude. You have to pay for your own tickets. Now, you don't pay $100 per ticket or whatever the retail value is. You pay the tax on the tickets. So like if tax is, I don't know, 15, 20, 30%, I don't even know what it is. You pay the tax on that stuff. It adds up. If you're having people come out to see you every single game, you're leaving 50, 100 tickets. Maybe you're playing for free that day, right? The team flights are sick. There's different seating arrangements. Obviously, like the veterans get the 6 seats in the front. When I was with the Twins, man, we traveled on the Timberwolves plane. Okay, so the Minnesota Timberwolves, the NBA team, dude, it was unbelievable. These seats are made for like 7-foot ballers, man. They got card tables, they got different like seating sections. And dude, the veterans sit up in the front where it's kind of like couch style and extremely, extremely first class. But then you see like the front office members, you see the managers and the coaches and stuff. And then you get like me, the September call-ups, the dudes that aren't necessarily like veterans and the new guys, and you have different like seating arrangements and stuff. Dude, you get insane food, right? They have like Chick-fil-A waiting for you. They have hostesses that can bring you anything you want anytime. My first show flight, okay, so you get called up to the big leagues this first time, man. If you're not traveling with the team, the team's supposed to call you up and give you like a show flight. You're supposed to sit first class. That's supposed to be like, you're right getting up to the big leagues. They pay for that, okay? My first flight to get to the big leagues, I had to pay for it, and I had to sit regular economy class, dude. I got a window seat, and I sat in the back of the plane, like aisle 30, okay? And I was getting to the big leagues. They ended up reimbursing me for it. I got like $550 for it. Might even been a little bit more than when I paid for it, but like everybody's experiences are different. It's not necessarily like all glitz and glamour. You're not flying private, okay? Any team sanctioned activity, if the team's taking care of it, the team's traveling you, the team's paying for it, bro, it is first class, of course. But there is still some grinding behind the scenes, okay? It's glamorous. It's glamorous. Of course, of course, Major League Baseball and the big league experience is glamorous. However, it's freaking taxing, dude. That also comes with a lot of pressure. That also comes with a lot of stress. That also comes with a lot of expectations. If you want to be the dude in the big leagues, you have to perform like the dude in the big leagues. Fatigue, nerves, emotions. You have limited sleep. You're anticipating success. You're anticipating this, that, right? You're going to make your debut, all this stuff. 3 flights in 2 days. Different cities, different teams, dude. You have to perform under duress. You have to perform when you're tired. Fatigue plays a role, dude, but you're in the big leagues. You got to show up, okay? You better have a routine before you get there. Everybody that wants to be in the big leagues one day or everybody that wants to make it to the top, bro, I get it. What happens when you get there? The world is going to be spinning. Everything's going to be happening at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You're finally in the big leagues, bro. You've been waiting for this moment for decades, right? What are you going to do to get prepared? What is your routine? You better have a routine that is implemented and better be built from the ground up. Start now, wherever you're at. This is a nice little thing for you to take right now with you and implement in your career, dude. Start acting like a pro before you even are one. Take care of the little things. Be intentional about the little things a Major League Baseball player would be intentional about. Control your sleep, control your food, control your body, control your rest, your relaxation, your recovery and stuff. They're doing it at the top level. You don't necessarily have to wait to get there in order to pay attention to that stuff and be intentional about that stuff. I need some water. Give me a second. Okay, now Let's talk about what life is like as a Major League Baseball player. This Major League call up, the September call up I got. What's life like behind closed doors, dude? My first day, my first day. Okay, so I end up going. I meet the team on the road in Detroit. I don't end up playing, and then we go to Boston. I do my debut, and then I come back home to Minneapolis. Okay, I'm going to go to Target Field for the first time. I've only been with the team for like 4 or 5 days. I've only debuted once. I like played, dude. I played out in the outfield, man. I made a catch. Didn't even get an AB yet. I walked to the ballpark, dude. I get in on the side entrance. It's an absolute dream. I'm listening to like Post Malone on the way there. I'm riding a Lime scooter. I've been dreaming of this moment, right? I get in past the metal detectors and I get stopped. Dude goes, "Yo, what are you doing?" I said, "Yo, I'm a Major League Baseball player. This is my home debut. I'm here. I'm here. I'm ready to party." And he says, "No, you're not. Please wait." And he had to call down on the walkie-talkie, dude. My opening day in my home stadium. I've been with the team for like 5 days. Okay, like it's great. I'm here. I'm ready to party. We're in a playoff hunt, and they stop me at the entrance. They say, "Man, we have no idea who you are. We don't think you're on the team." And they had to call down. They had to verify. Somebody had to come up. One of the clubhouse managers had to come up and grab me on my first day at home, bro. It was crazy is what it is. Okay. You go through the metal detectors, they end up giving you a pass. Okay. You get a card that says that you are a Major League Baseball player. You can wave it at anybody at the home stadium or in the away stadium, and they just bow down to you, dude. Anything you want. You want to get in that door? Show them your card. Boom, open it. Closet, you want to get in there? Show it. Boom, open it for you. If you need something, show them the card. Boom. If they don't already know who you are and you're not already dressed in full uniform, bro, you show them the card, and the whole world just kind of revolves around you, if that makes sense. Okay? As soon as you walk into a major league clubhouse, it smells different. It feels different. The air is just a little bit different. You know how they say, they pump like casinos full of oxygen, right, to make you feel alive? Dude, if you walk into a major league clubhouse for the first time, you get in there and it feels different, smells different. It feels like the air is colder. You take a deep breath in and it energizes you a little bit more. You're walking into a locker room of millionaires. You get insane gear. I went to, first of all, I got lost getting down there. You take service elevators down. There's different people that are greeting you, different stations you got to walk by, show your card. Right this way, Mr. Miller. Pleasure to have you. Pleasure to be here, right? Love it. You get lost on the way down there, and then you make your way into this locker room. You get hit with some fresh air. It's beautiful. You go to your locker room, beautiful wood, and there are pants there and a jersey that is tailored to your specific specifications. It is mind blowing. The shit will fit like a glove, dude. You put it on, and it's like silk. It's a silk uniform that hugs you perfect. The arms look freaking meaty. They look beautiful. The pants, dude, I wasn't even wearing in 2019 when I made my major league debut. I wasn't even wearing short pants. I did not wear short. I didn't have short pants up there with me. I had long pants. I was trying to look a little bit more like a power hitter. I got there in the big leagues, dude, and I had these shorties waiting for me. 2 pairs of gray, 2 pairs of white, and they fit like gloves, made of just straight beautiful silk. It just felt like a glove. It felt like fit like a glove, man. It was absolutely perfect. They have stuff tailored for you. The hats are amazing. I had Adidas gear waiting in my locker that I didn't even know existed yet. Different pairs for different types of color coordinated like jerseys, different types of like nights, right? If you're going to do a retro night for your jersey, they got a pair of cleats for that, bro. Adidas was thinking ahead. Okay. It's crazy. When you make it to a major league locker room for the first time, you walk around and you're trying to say hey to everybody. You want to introduce yourself. For me, I was saying hey to my teammates for the first time. Dude, no. I was fortunate enough to know Nelson Cruz when I got to the Minnesota Twins. Okay. I knew him over from Seattle. He stopped me on the bus. I'm going to the clubhouse for the first time. We're on the road. Okay. So this is my first day. You walk into the major league clubhouse. You have to go to the manager's office first and foremost before anything. Rule number one of being a Major League Baseball player. You get called up. The first thing you do is you go to the manager's office. You introduce yourself and you say, "Skip, dude, it's an honor to be here. Anything you need, let me know." Nelson Cruz let me know that. Okay? It's awesome. It's awesome. You don't want to be the dude that like doesn't go and introduces himself to the manager, because imagine he's looking for you, or imagine he's waiting to tell you that you're in the lineup. It's not a good look, bro. Handle business. You're a big leaguer. You got to own it. Have ownership of your career. Know your role. All right. You're in the big leagues, man. You have to manage your feelings and your emotions. Like, obviously you're a major league baseball player at this point. You get the call up. I was a September call up, and I'm like, bro, I'm 27 years old. I'm a grown man. I've been waiting for this forever. You have to balance that dichotomy of being a major league baseball player, one of the best in the world, and also being a rookie, being a new guy, being a nobody. You got to balance that stuff, right? You're not necessarily the big leaguer anymore. Okay. You get the call up, you get the recognition, you get to be in the elite crew, but now you're the low man on the totem pole on the biggest stage in the world. You have to know your role. You have to fully buy into it. That is important. Okay. Wherever you are currently at in your career, dude, buy into your role, understand it, know what you're going to be required to do, know what you are capable of, and own it. Okay. The pressure to prove yourself at this level, the top level, the major league level, isn't just on the field. It's every single second, dude. Every single day that you are a major league baseball player, you are auditioning for a high paying job, the most lucrative role in the world, and you have to perform and show up and earn that shit every single day. The veteran leadership aspect of things in the major leagues, dude, vets take pride in leading. They lead from the front. They lead by example. They take the young guys under their wings, man. The older dudes, the veterans, the Nelson Cruzes, right? The dudes that like have been around the game for a while. I got in there. Byron Buxton was younger than me, but he was a major league veteran. He took me under his wing. He showed me the way. Okay, those dudes that care and are leaders, man, they know if you're fake. They know if you're not actually a dude that loves baseball. They know if you are being a fake teammate, if you're really not showing up and going about your business the right way. You're going to learn extremely fast. Okay? Extremely fast. The game's going to humble you. Shut up, do your job, be a pro. You do that stuff, you can stay in the big leagues for as long as you want. Looking back on it now, it makes a ton of sense. Okay? Every single rep that you take in high school, in college, is a rep that builds trust. Stop coasting. Stop messing around. Build trust with yourself, build trust with your teammates, build trust with your coaching staff. It is important. Now, let's talk about what life is like on the field as a Major League Baseball player, as a September call up. Man, when I got to Fenway Park, okay, so I sat the bench when I was in Detroit, okay? I got to Fenway Park and I made my Major League debut. It was sick. That was the first time that I took BP in the big leagues, man. It is absolutely insane to be on a Major League Baseball field pre-game, post-game, during the game as a Major League Baseball player, bro. It is a little bit different. The cages are different, okay? The tees are different. The baseballs are different. Bro, the baseballs are wound so tight, it's like a golf ball, dude. And they fly. And every single stadium, from my experience, the ball freaking flies. If you get the baseball up in the air with some backspin, smell you. That thing's going, or it's got a chance, right? You get on the field for batting practice, man, and it feels like everything is right on you. You got press and the media behind you taking pictures behind the turtle in the batting cage, and reporters and shit asking questions with like veterans and the big, like, I'm gonna say the big leaguers, right? The big name dudes. Everybody's like on top of you. The coach throwing batting practice. He seems like he's 5, 10, 15 feet away from you and he's throwing fuzz, but he's really not. It's just everything's moving at a million miles an hour, right? You need to try to focus. You need to try to lock in. It is paramount to get your footing, have a process and a system to be ready for first pitch, because you are going to be under fire in the big leagues. There are going to be a ton of nerves, and you need to be able to regain your footing and lock in on pitch number one. You're in game right now, and you're seeing Cy Young Award winners, you're seeing all stars, you're seeing $100 million dudes, guys you've been watching on TV for years before this point, and you're seeing them go about their business. And guess what, fellas? They are just like us. There really isn't any insane difference except for consistency at the highest level. They prepare. They have emotions, okay? They're human. They go about their business just like us. They just do it at a higher frequency and a higher level for a longer amount of time. Hopefully that makes sense to you. The trainers, the facilities, the gear. It's all top notch, dude. What can I say? If you need something, ask. You'll have 3 pairs of it or different variations in your locker room. The really cool part of being in the big leagues that I loved, okay, is they put your name and your number, okay? So like for me, it was 41 Miller. They put that on every single article of clothing that you have, every single individual sock, every single pair of underwear, every single pair of sliding shorts, right? They will brand everything 41 Miller and it will end up in your locker room. Nothing goes missing, dude. It is crazy. I still have some of my stuff, man. It's pretty badass, actually. Okay. Obviously, dude, the treatment is insane. The pressure is even heavier. Okay. Let's say I would get off the bench, okay, in between innings. I'd go take a piss. I'd run to the restroom, and you need to stay insanely focused because you walk down the hall to go use the restroom, okay, behind the dugout, and it's like a kid in a candy store, bro. You look to the left, you look to the right. You have any type of snack you can think of. You have any type of beverages and all these different little like fridges to the left, dude. Anything you can think of is right there in front of you, just staring you in the face. And you have to remain locked in and go use the restroom and come right back, dude, or else you'll waste 5 minutes there, right? Eating, dining in the big leagues, the chefs, the food options, man. Everything you've heard, it's true, dude. The chefs really are like that. They'll cook you anything you want. There's a menu here when you walk in, and dude, they're just suggestions of what's on the menu today. You want steak? You want sushi? You want something specific? They'll make it for you. Obviously, money talks. You make a whole lot of money. You also spend a whole lot of money. In the big leagues, man, it's pretty evident. Your tools that got you there, they need to travel with you. No one's going to be adjusting the game, the pace, or the opportunities just because you're nervous. The game is not going to adjust and bend to your nerves, dude. Your tools and your game needs to show up whether it is your major league debut or your 10th year in the league, okay? Big League Baseball is about consistency under fire. Just because you're a Major League Baseball player doesn't mean you're not going to come under fire. Doesn't mean you're not going to go under slumps. Doesn't mean shit's not going to go your way, dude. It just means being able to show up and continue being consistent, okay? Now, these guys that are at the Major League level, your relationship with them obviously like evolves the higher up you go. When you get to the big leagues, no one's there to babysit you. No one is there to tell you when you need to be there at what time or what you need to do in order to get ready. When you are in the big leagues, your number one goal and your number one the thing that is expected of you is to perform. Okay? If you don't necessarily want to take batting practice on the field, brother, you don't have to. But you better get 2 hits tonight. If you don't want to take early ground balls before like BP, that's cool. But you better not make an error, dude. Right? You don't have to do anything in the big leagues if you don't want to. But you better perform. You better overperform and you better be consistent when you are under fire. No one's there to babysit you. Okay? Full circle realization, boys, as we're kind of wrapping up here. What you do when nobody is watching is what determines if you ever make it or not. So all those years that I was wondering and grinding and just scratching my head, wondering if this shit was going to work out, doing the vanilla stuff consistently when nobody was paying attention, when nobody noticed, when nobody was focused on me, that was the stuff that got me there, if that makes sense. I came to this realization after my career was done, after the major leagues was done for me, okay? The stuff that I did behind the scenes, the grindy stuff that no one glamorized or thought was cool, doing that consistently, doing the stuff I knew I needed to do was the stuff that got me to the big leagues. If you think this life, this major league life, this September call-off life is just luxury and lifestyle, I promise you it's not. It's survival. It is straight survival, just at the highest level. But it's also the most incredible grind in the world. If you're willing to earn it, start now. Drop a comment with your biggest question about pro ball down below. Like and subscribe if you want to keep getting truth from someone who's actually been there. And if you want drills weekly, mindset weekly, behind the scenes fire weekly, the 9-hole newsletter, check it out. Link is in the description. I appreciate you guys being here. Most importantly, keep grinding.